What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I see I got a little camera issue already, huh? Well, let's see what's going on real quick. What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Vince Pass in the building. You know what I'm saying? Give me a second. I'm quite sure y'all can't see me just yet. Not understanding why. My camera's always on. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, lady and gentlemen? Here I am. It's your boy Vince Pass for the chop. How y'all doing this evening? On this love Tuesday night. I mean Wednesday night. I'm talking about Tuesday. I'm still a day behind. That's what's up. Oh man, just giving a shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's on the IG. Yo, like and share. You can catch me on YouTube right now on my YouTube page, Vince Pass. You can also catch me on IG, Vince Pass page, the Vince Pass One Voice One Mic page. You know what I'm saying? Just saying hello to everybody right now that's on the live with me right now. You catch me on Facebook Live right now as well. So, 10 o'clock, Mondays and Wednesdays, we here. So everyone that's trying to get on the Twitch live stream, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to do away with that. So it won't be Twitch any longer. It'll just be Facebook Live and YouTube and IG. Okay. So listen, we got some interesting things coming up next week. Actually, in the next 2 weeks, actually, you know what I'm saying? I got a father and son segment coming up. I got a couple of other things going on. I don't want to give away the meat just yet. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get this out the way real early. I wanted to give a shout out again to the class of 2021. You know what I mean? We got the class of 2022 on the way. You know what I'm saying? I want to say what's up to everybody that's up in Albany. I want to say what's up to everybody that's up in New York. Period. 5 boroughs. Want to say what's up to everybody in Cincinnati. Want to say what's up to everybody around the United States. All my family, all the people that love me and I love them. Yo, let's get ready to jump into some things. Oh, how did that happen? Y'all know how it happened. Yeah, let's get ready to jump into some things. Y'all know what it is. So, listen, tonight's topic is definitely a sensitive topic. I wanted to discuss with you guys about the increase in gun violence. So tonight, we're definitely talking about the increase in gun violence that's going on across the United States. Don't be afraid to drop something in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. Let's talk, ask questions or whatever. Leave statements. If you on Facebook, definitely join me. You feel what I'm saying? If you on YouTube, you could definitely be in the live chat as well. All of your chats are definitely, all your comments will definitely be seen and they definitely go up. So definitely do that, like and share. I'm trying to increase my following on YouTube as well. So if you can, like and share, you know what I mean? And we're going to go from there. Like I said, shout out to everyone that's following me tonight, that's paying attention, that's on the live with me. That's what's up. I got the podcast, One Voice, One Mic still. You can catch that every other week. It's dropping. I drop 2 a month. And I'm just staying consistent with it, ladies and gentlemen, trying to give y'all some real good content. Any suggestions that you have, get at me. Let me know what it is, all right? Don't be, so that's what's up. That's what we're doing. We're going to keep pushing, cuzzo. You feel me? Shout out to my nephew. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my family members again. Shout out to my Aunt Val, who's running for mayor in Albany, New York. If you're up in Albany, make sure you vote for my aunt. If not, I'm going to come see y'all. You feel me? If you're in the surrounding area, I'm going to come see y'all. So listen, let's talk about it. Let's chop it up, man. Let's get real about this for a second, all right? Let's talk about the ever non-ending situation that has just affected everybody's life to a degree where it's astronomical. Did I just say that all out of order? I don't think I did. So basically, let me just make it in layman's terms. So there's a situation that has taken place over the last 6 months that has basically gone out of control. And so it kind of happened towards the middle of the summer of last year, 2020. And, ever since COVID had taken place. So let's be clear about something, all right? For all you people that still think COVID is not real, let's talk about it real fast. That was a plague, all right, that we didn't see coming, that you couldn't foresee. You couldn't even stop it. Like I said, like I tell people, you gotta understand how God moves. You did what I'm saying? So when you understand that, then you'll be able to say, yo, that was a plague. Right. So within that time, a plague causes what? Affects health, affects it causes psychological issues like anxiety, and it deals with the economics, right? So now we have a big increase in gun violence, right? So across the United States, we have had gun violence. I mean, like, oh my God, like every day is something. And many of the people that are involved in gun violence are actually kids. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at this thing from the perspective of of who's doing the killing. Majority of the stories, even though it's accentuating the bad, the news is reporting it that way. But the reality is that it's still black on black crime, and it's a whole lot of it. It's a whole lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take Justin Wallace. You feel what I'm saying? Young man, 10 years old, gunned down at a barbecue in Far Rockaway over a parking spot. So he wasn't shot. He wasn't the target, but he got killed. How? What was going through the young man's mind that pulled that trigger to say, "Yo," you feel what I'm saying? That say, "Yo," you know what I mean? Let me go and shoot up this crib. Yo, let me shoot up this crib. Hey, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean my video dropped, and I apologize on my page right now. We got to get back to it. I don't know what just happened, so I apologize sincerely. We should be there. We go. We back. Uh, There we go. Boom. So yeah. So he got killed, and the accuser turned himself in. You dig what I'm saying? So you know, that's his one thing. You know what I mean? So when you start going across the country, you feel what I mean, and you start looking at how crime increased in Chicago, and gun violence in Chicago was up 55%, you know what I'm saying, towards the end of 2020. You know what I mean? Then gun violence increased again, you feel what I'm saying, throughout in Houston at 42% at the end of 2020, New York 39%, Arizona 52%. You know what I'm saying? All these places had a big increase in gun violence. All right. And so you want to continue to ask yourself the question, where did it all begin? Where did it come from? Where did it stem from? Well, the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, is that it stemmed from the plague that we are still lightweight in. You feel me? So if you want to talk about crime and things like that, and of course, this plague definitely affected the rural areas by leaps and bounds. Black people were definitely affected. So we can't even say that it wasn't. You know what I mean? What's up? You know what I mean? We can't even say that it wasn't, because it definitely was. So when you look at this at the end of the day, if you go around to all of the neighborhoods throughout the United States, especially the major cities such as St. Louis, who's also up in crime, Baltimore, number one crime murder capital of the United States, where it used to be Detroit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's no longer Detroit now. So when you look at this thing and how it has affected um, the country, you know what I'm saying? Gun owners are now acting as this is possibly going to turn into the Wild Wild West. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's possibly going to turn into the Wild Wild West. So we have to understand in the climate that which we're living in. You know what I mean? We're living in a climate right now where there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of mental health things are going on right now. People are suffering from anxiety. People are not just it's not just no longer suffering from the usual ADHDs and things like that. People are suffering from severe anxiety. They got bills to pay. You feel what I'm saying? People want money in their pocket. You're suffering from unemployment. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, you got some people out here who just don't want to work. Let's be clear. There's some people out here that just do not want to work, that just do not want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So again, let me take this back for a second. So there's a lot of, like I said, what I'm saying to you right now, like these are things that the statistics just don't show, right? Let's say not just the statistics just don't show. They haven't put the merge on that yet. You dig what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I appreciate that, Tyler. I appreciate that. Definitely, I appreciate that, bro. Um, you know, um, it's just crazy, man. Like again, there's no statistics showing how many kids or how many people are suffering from anxiety. They're not putting that out there. They're not putting out the mental health ramifications that have been caused due to COVID-19. Okay, they got all of the health numbers out. They have all of the deaths that are out. Okay, and they have all of the economic fallouts that's going on right now, but they have yet to produce a number to basically show you what the hit that mental health is taking, the hit that social services are taking. I mean, their social services is backed up. There's a backlog in that. I have a friend who works out here in Cincinnati. Like, there's a backlog in the system. Period. There's a backlog. I can only imagine the backlog on Medicaid. I haven't even investigated that area yet, but I have somebody that's in that as well. I mean, I was talking to a therapist, and she even told me, she was like, "Yo," she said, "insurances are starting to become tougher in making it harder to pay for therapy sessions, all because of the influx of people who are suffering from mental health conditions due to the pandemic." Now that's real. If there's anybody that want to refute that, yo, come on, let's go, let's do it. You go get your source, I'll get my source, and I guarantee you, your source and my source will probably be talking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So the mental health issues that played a major role with anxiety and depression. Come on, man, people are depressed. You can't go out the house. You have school kids that have suffered from depression. They haven't been able to be around their friends. They haven't been able to be around anybody. And then you go to school with a mask. Now you're programmed to wear a mask. Even if you get a shot, you still wearing a mask. You know what I'm saying? Then you in glass. Then you sitting at a table where you're encased. Okay, where you have to do your work. You got a glass shield or a plastic shield in front of you, and you're in class doing work like that. Like, it's almost like you are being indoctrinated with a level of isolation. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, you have to understand where this thing is headed in reference to the whole mental health piece. You know what I mean? And this plays a role in the psyche, in how kids are able to do that. Where you got some kids that tough do this. Then you got some kids that probably used to be straight A students that wind up getting C's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it affected everything across the board, especially our kids. And so with the increases of crime, like I said, I touted out some numbers earlier. New York was the increase at the end of 2020, 39%, Chicago 55, Phoenix 59, Houston 42, LA 42, right? Now, this was at the end of 2020. So right now, they said the numbers have already doubled from where the murder rate was last year till now. That's not only in New York, but in Chicago, in Memphis, in St. Louis. Okay, the numbers are going up. Philly is off the chain right now. Philly is going crazy right now. Baltimore's going crazy right now. So when you got these areas that the statistics are telling you, like, yo, we've doubled from last year. You feel me? Like, right now, it was talking about how Philadelphia has 106 murders already. So 106 murders already. No, you looking at this thing like, yo, is it going to end by the time the end of the year come? If it stays on this path, they're going to be looking at like 220 murders at the end of the year. So imagine what Detroit used to be like at one point, and now St. Louis is what Detroit used to be like as far as the murder capital. So now when they making movies, they're not going to make movies using Detroit scenery anymore, or talking about how, you talk about how, well, Detroit is the such and such murder capital of the world. They can't even say that no more. They can't even say that no more. That's right, Will. It says no regulation on guns. It's easier to get a gun than it is to vote. Definitely. So if you living down in Atlanta, let me tell y'all got to the 11:59, I guess, tonight to vote on that voter suppression bill that they're trying to get passed down there. So y'all need to sign the petition. Sign the petition to get that thing done. You feel me? So let's just keep on chopping it. You know what I mean? So, like, USA Today, they did an article. Okay. They did an article, and they was talking about how, again, they're talking about 63% of the largest police jurisdictions saw an increase in at least one category of violent crimes. That was homicide, rape, robbery, all of the violent crimes. Okay. So you talking about Baltimore City, Baltimore County. I just said that. Baltimore County, Raleigh, North Carolina, North Carolina, did not report any violent crime categories, but they do have a lot of violent crime. And I was looking at their news feeds I was looking in North Carolina the other day, how many murders have taken place out there in the NC. And Baltimore, of course, is number one. That statistic already came in. You know what I'm saying? So it's damn near impossible to avoid and not talk about the perfect storm that has taken place. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, three things that contributed to the perfect storm: economically, mental health, and health issues, dealing all stemming from a pandemic, a plague that we couldn't stop and not see coming. You know what I mean? So let's not be naive to this. You feel what I'm saying? Let's not be naive to this. All right. So I'm gonna quote something from Reggie Moore. If you think I'm reading this straight from off the net. Like I said, I got my articles together and I got it all right here for you. So, like you said, there's a perfect storm. This is Reggie Moore. He is the violence prevention director for the Office of Violence and Prevention in Milwaukee, where homicides has doubled as of Friday afternoon. Last year, it was 235. This year, it's 408. Go figure. So he said, there's a perfect storm of economic, psychological, and health crises in our country that's impacting communities that have always borne the brunt of these disparities. Let's be clear, they're definitely talking about people of color. All right? We've bore the brunt of these disparities. Bottom line, at the end of the day, this is exactly what it is. So we can't say that the black and black that the crime is happening like that and violent crimes. And not saying that there's no violent crimes in the white communities, but the reality is that there's more crimes in the city than it is in those surrounding communities. Is what it is, because it affects us the most. Okay, it's definitely the crab in the barrel theory when it comes to us. You feel what I'm saying? So we got to beware of what's really going on right now. Like I said, we cannot be naive to the fact of violence. We can't even just talk about violence anymore in hip hop. All right, because that it's like every from King Von being murdered to now you got Pooh Shiesty just got finished getting arrested. All right, then you just got violence upon violence. Then I can even take it back a couple of years ago to XXXTentacion when he was murdered. You know what I mean? It's just a whole lot of black on black everything, man. And so now I'll come to the bigger question. Matter of fact, let me rewind this for a minute. So I just got finished talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me, in mind, he's a retired police officer, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get some insight about some things as I began to do this. And we was talking about the position of the NRA when it comes to where they at now. Okay, so the NRA recently, whether you guys, if you don't know, and I'm gonna let you know, the NRA recently had a court ruling from a judge in Dallas, and he said that they are not allowed to file for bankruptcy because of the secrecy that surrounds them and the things that they're yet willing to reveal about the organization. So I want to read something that William Nelson just wrote. He said, these kids are afraid to take a loss from their hands. They don't want to give they don't want to have to give respect to the best man that wins. Okay, I got you. Talking about fighting. They want to win without a challenge. Their mental health issues that they can't accept to be lost. And you know what? There's a lot more to that too. It's a whole lot more. Nobody wants to take a loss. Nobody want to be out there in the streets fighting anymore. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, you have to understand, that is a part of mental health as well. Like, they can't accept loss. They can't accept how to fight and push forward. It's a lot. It's a man, listen, we can go to the microcosms of this thing right here. But at the end of the day, it all falls back on us as being fathers, us not being fathers, us being mothers and not being mothers. The black families continuously to be dysfunctional. It's a lot of areas that we could talk about with this. You feel what I'm saying? But I got a question at the end. I got a question I'm getting to in a minute. So the NRA just hit a major legal setback. Okay, and the gun debate still keeps going on and on and on and on. All right, it's on hold right now, but it's still going. So the NRA recently had a ruling, and it's about to head on to the Supreme Court pretty soon. So the Second Amendment right is definitely under attack. Okay, and the reason why it's under attack because of all of the crime and the violence that's been going on. All right, there's supposed to be an extensive, like a super extensive background check that's supposed to take place. The NRA is totally against it. When I say they are totally against it, I'm talking about to the point where they're ready to they're ready to cry and die over this thing. That's how much they're against it. Okay, so when you get a moment, check out the article in the New York Times where it talks about the NRA just had a major legal setback, but its hold on the gun control debate endures. They're still trying to keep a lock on the gun control debate. Okay, so check that out. You got to check that article out. It's a real good article. All right. Um, so there's been some advanced rules that have been going down based upon Joe Biden 6 executive action orders that he has passed in reference to the gun violence that has increased. But I had a problem. So let me read these things off real quick. So the Justice Department okay, within 30 days, will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. Okay, so what that is that they're experiencing a growing problem with criminals are buying kits containing nearly all the components to build a gun. Okay, you can build a gun. So I first seen a ghost gun. No, not in the street. I first seen a ghost gun on a movie that Clint Eastwood was starring in. And I just watched it this week, and I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. Anyway, he was protecting the president. And the ghost gun was a literally white gun, and dude was putting together all the pieces to the gun. That's a ghost gun, okay? And when they get to the scene, you can't track these things because there's no serial number on it. All right? So that's what a ghost gun is. All right. So the Justice Department in 60 days will issue another proposed rule to make clear when the device is marketed as a stabilization brace, effectively turns a pistol into a short barrel rifle, subject to the requirements of the National Firearms Act. So basically, what that's saying is that if you cut off your barrel, right? That's what it says. The alleged shooter in a Boulder tragedy, last one appeared to have issued a pistol with an arm brace, which can make a firearm more stable and accurate while still being concealable. Okay, so you basically turned your pistol into a short barrel rifle. So that means it's no longer just doing this. You feel what I'm saying? Now you hear boom, 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 boom. So it keeps your arm stable. You feel what I'm saying? So now they're about to issue a ruling on that. So he also has another ruling going down that within 60 days, the Justice Department will publish a model red flag legislation for states. A red flag law allows family members or law enforcement to petition for a court to order temporary barring people in crisis from accessing firearms if they present a clear and present danger to themselves or others. Geez, why give them a firearm in the first place? Okay, I'm just reading the 6 off to you, and you can find this as well. I'll post this. I will put the link on my Facebook page and inside of the my IG once I'm done tonight. Okay, now the fourth thing is the administration is investigating the evidence-based community violence interventions. Community violence interventions are proven strategies for reducing gun violence in urban communities through tools other than incarceration, because across the country they're experiencing historic spikes in homicides. The Biden-Harris administration is taking a number of steps to prioritize investment in community violence intervention. Let's stop for a second. Now, I know that I'm from Brooklyn, and I know that we had Citizens Patrol, right? Okay. So they're trying to make evidence-based community violence interventions. I'm not understanding how that's going to happen. Okay. When you have people who are arguing against having halfway houses in their community, how are you going to have, basically that's what you're having, a halfway house with people who are convicted of violent crimes, which is basically having a gun. Anything with a gun is considered a violent crime, and especially if it's discharged. Okay, so if you're just carrying and concealing, it's different. But once you discharge your weapon, it is a violent act. It is considered an act of violence perpetuated amongst individuals or an individual. Okay, so y'all guys better start learning this law because it's real out here. What's up, Ty? So I'm just saying that you have to understand that trying to reduce the violence in urban communities through other tools other than incarceration, which is fine, but we got to find where these guns are coming from as well. So if no one's willing to cooperate, I don't know how we're going to be, how we're going to get these guns off the street. But again, talking to my partner, I'm saying, a friend of mine, talking about the pipeline where it goes from New York to the South to Florida, back out to the southern states, across to Cali and back. There's a big pipeline that's going on. And the reality is that the people that are in power or in authority know about these things. So I'm still trying to understand what's the purpose of all these rulings and judgments that's not going to change anything unless we begin to change our politicians, because they're the ones that's truly involved in it. Okay, and so Joe Biden also wants a Justice Department will issue an annual report on firearms trafficking, but that is simple. That's easy right there. But here's what bothers me. The president will nominate David Chipman to serve as the director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. That is the ATF. And here's what he says. ATF is a key agency enforcing our gun laws, and it needs to be confirmed. It needs a confirmed director in order to do the job to the best of its ability. You feel what I'm saying? But ATF has not been confirmed, has not had a confirmed director since 2015. Chipman served at ATF for 25 years and now works to advance common sense gun safety laws. Yes, sir. Ghost guns are made from a 3D printer. Yes, sir. And there's a kit for that too. That's what I was talking. Like the ghost gun, there's two types of ghost guns, Will. Okay. There's a ghost gun that they found a way to make it from a kit, bro. It's the kit, and you can make it from the 3D printer, and that's how they shipping them. You feel what I'm saying? Actually, it's only one type. I apologize, Will. There's only one type, and yes, it's made from a 3D printer, and they've been selling these things on the market. So if you want to look up what a ghost gun is, y'all, look at what a ghost gun is. It will show you exactly how it's made. All right. But now here's what alarms me, David. So you telling me the ATF for the last 5 years, from 2015? I mean, last 7 years, 6 years, going to 7 years, that we haven't had an ATF. We haven't had a dude running the ATF as a director. What was going on up there? Who's running the ATF? The DOJ, Department of Justice? Who's running the ATF? So, I'm just saying that was alarming for me. So, the bell got rung for me just now. I just couldn't understand that right there. You know what I mean? I'm kind of stumbling on my words with that. But I have a question for everybody right now. You feel what I'm saying? We about to ready to get up out of here pretty soon. But I have a question for everybody. All right? So, here we are. We got Black Lives Matter movement. Right? We have an increase in crime in the black community. Right? But mind you, we still talking about Black Lives Matter. Okay? Since the increase in crime has taken place, I haven't heard not one article in the news that said defund the police. I haven't heard anybody raise their voice to say defund the police. Listen, let me tell you, we are definitely we are in an interesting place right now. And what I mean by that is that here a couple of months ago, when George Floyd was murdered, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yo, defund the police. Get rid of them, some of their power. This, that, and the third. Let me be clear. Like I said, and I always say when I talk about the police, I got some real good guys that's police officers. I got some real good sisters that's police officers. So shout out to all the good ones that stand up to all the bad ones. Okay? In order for laws to be changed, it has to be changed on a legislative level. Bottom line. The police handbook, on how they do takedowns and things like that, same thing. Got to be changed on the legislative level. The problem that I'm having right now is that when all that stuff started to defund the police and things like that, I totally believe that the NRA was behind that and other organizations was behind that, all because they wanted gun laws to be more carefree than restricted. So why not entice the violence on the back of the Black Lives Matter movement? Okay? Because again, everybody else receives something. The Asians receive something. The Muslims receive something, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say the Muslims. I can't say that. Not the Muslims. Well, yeah, Muslims. They receive something too. You know what I mean? They receive new laws. Okay, Jews have always been protected. When will Black people be protected? We've received nothing yet. LGBTQ community, they still getting laws passed. Even now. When are we gonna get something done? Even though I know it doesn't take away from the violence that's being perpetuated in our community, but I'm just asking, when are we gonna get something? When are we gonna get help? Like I'm just saying, when are we gonna get some help? No reparations. What we doing? What we doing? All right. So I'm only asking, are we still talking defund the police? I mean, let me know, because it seems like the only people that's running to the violence to stop the violence is the police, the good ones. I don't hear nobody right now. Somebody holler at your voice. Let me know. Let me know. So I have and with that being said, I just have one last question for all of us that are conscientious. You feel what I'm saying? Conscientious. You know what I'm saying? Conscientious. If we are going to sincerely make a true change, when are we going to hold ourselves accountable? Ourselves. When are we going to hold ourselves accountable for the violence that is continuing to be perpetuated in our own backyard? So I don't want to hear no one talking about how the hypocrisy of it is that we crying at funerals, right, for people who we know are doing the violence. We don't say nothing, but the grave is better than them still living or us trying to help them stop what they're doing. I don't understand that. What's in our psyche to think that the grave is better? There's no returning from the grave. There's no returning from the grave. None at all. There's no returning from the grave. So for anyone who thinks that there's a return from the grave, there is none. But don't get me wrong, we got the same thing in our, I got the same thing in my own family. So, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. You know what I mean? And sit up here and act like as if it's not real. Yeah, it's real. But when are we gonna start taking accountability? When are we gonna say, instead of like my man Pornham said, you know what I mean, that song, don't just talk to him, don't bark on him. When are we going to just have a conversation, man? When are we gonna say what's up to the shorties? Yo, shorties, come on, man, let's talk. When are we gonna do that? Yo, you shouldn't be out here doing X, Y, Z. They know that. And it's true, man. Some people have lost hope in teaching these youngsters. That's because there's a disconnection. I just can't wait for the day that Black men stand up. You know, especially the ones that's not taking care of their families, the ones that continuously use and abuse, you know, the drugs, our women, and just say, yo, enough is enough. One day it gotta happen, man. Like one day, everyone gotta wake up and just be like, yo, I had enough. And I hope that it happens all at one time. You know what I'm saying? All I can just hear is, wake up, everybody, gotta teach a new way. That's all I can keep hearing right now. I hear that song every summer. Remember that used to come on every summer? We need to play that every day, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to play that every day. But yo, I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for jumping in here tonight. It's your boy Vince Pass in the building for the chop. Yo, like, share. You know what I mean? Tell everyone about it. I'm on YouTube. Catch me on my channel, Vince Pass. I'm on Facebook Live. You can catch me on IG, Vince Pass page. You can catch me on One Voice, One Mic page, IG, on the Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? The topic of the night, again, was, yo, let's talk about the gun violence that was plaguing our community. Yo, shout out to everyone that's out there that was watching this tonight. Thank y'all. Like I said, like and share. You know, I'm trying to build right now. You know what I'm saying? And just talk about real stuff, man. Again, we got to do things to help each other. We got to do things to help each other. We got to be a servant to one another. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm gonna put this quote up that my little bro just put up. I'm gonna read it to you. He said, "That's because there's no real fathers in their lives, and FB is raising our kids." I got you, bro. Hey, yo, I'm gonna leave it in on that note. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, thank you everybody for tuning in. I love y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Catch y'all next week, Monday, Wednesday, 10 o'clock. If you want to rewind the show, you can catch it on YouTube or right here on FB. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man. I love y'all. Peace.